So guys, for the ones that's in my group that don't know who this is my good friend Josh. He basically is very successful in the trucking industry, but he did it from a different route from what you might think, you know? Like a lot of people, they make a lot of money just by, driving the trucks. He has made a lot of money from the business side and scaling brothers. So I just want to, appreciate you for, hopping on this call. I know you're in LA right now, driving Hellcats, copping
Yeah.
two BMVs, all that good stuff, man. Living the life, brother. So I just want to, appreciate you, my dog, just making the time out.
No, for sure, definitely. It was a pleasure. You know what I'm saying? When you asked me, I said, "Fuck it, why not? I ain't doing shit else." You know what I'm saying? Like I told you, I just did 100 coming back. So I was definitely was gonna make it happen. So for y'all that never seen me before, don't know me at all, like he said, my name is Joshua. I have a trucking company. I have three 18-wheelers, and like he said, I did it from a different perspective. I do not drive trucks. I know a lot of people say, "Hey, I thought you're supposed to have a CDL, to even own a trucking company," which you don't. You know what I'm saying? You don't just have to have a CDL. So what a lot of people don't know is in business, you gotta know what you're good at and what you're not good at. So in business, I know where I was good at. I'm good at trying to call plays and make sure everybody's in position to win. I'm not good at trying to drive 8, 9 hours a day. That shit just wasn't me. So I looked at it from a different perspective, from a different lens. It was like, okay, cool. I can buy trucks, learn the safety and compliance out of trucking. I can figure out how to book loads, how to talk to brokers and shippers, how to get dedicated freight, how to come up with a strategy and a structure to run and win in the trucking game. So that's what I did. And my first year in trucking, I bought my first truck at 21, right? I just turned 23 in January. So I'm still young. My first year I didn't do good. It was horrible just because I didn't come in with a guide. I just came in and was like, cool, let me go buy 18 wheeler and let me figure it out. That's what I did. But my business went to shits. I didn't sell my truck. I just had to go get a mentor and really learn how to run and structure a trucking business. So as time, went forward, the driver that I had, he was solid. You know what I'm saying? He was, hey, I'm gonna stick around until you get your shit together because I see where you can potentially take this and you're a younger guy. So all my drivers is between 43 and 55 years old. My youngest driver is 43. His name is Kev. My older driver is 55. So all my drivers is 20 to 30 years older than me, which is how I liked it, just because of the maturity and because of their knowledge of the game, right? And I wanted some people that already had a trucking company, or I wanted people that already was in the game, learning about the actual industry, right? So now what I decided to do was, as time got forward, I started to actually put boots on the ground. So with that being said, I started to go out and go over the road with my driver. So I'm sleeping in the truck with him. You know what I'm saying? These 18 wheelers got bunk beds. So I'm riding these 10-hour rides, these 9-hour rides. But it also gave me time to bond with him. You know what I'm saying? Understand who he is as a person, understand his likes and dislikes, and just pick his brain on the business overall. And that's what I did. I'm a fool for information. I don't give a damn how much money I make. I don't give a damn how much success I have in this business. I will always be a student first, and that's exactly what I did. So from there, what I decided to do was get out here and talk to these brokers, get out here and talk to these direct shippers, understand how this market really goes, understanding that, okay, you can get on the load board, but and for y'all that don't know what the load board is, that's just how people that don't have dedicated lanes, of course, go pick loads out, right? So I decided to go out and, understand how to actually work that load board, talking to these brokers and shippers and understanding that loads, the best of loads happen off the load board. So once I understood that, I made sure that I got out here and started shaking hands and kissing some babies, right? And from there, that's when I landed my first dedicated lane, probably the second or the third month of year two, all three different things. So I got a dry van trailer, which is like general freight. I got a reefer trailer, which hauls like, refrigerated stuff. So that's ice cream, that's milk, anything frozen for real, meat. Then I got a car hauler trailer, which haul Nines cars, and we haul for Avis. So with that being said, when I got my first contract within year two, because I built a relationship with a direct shipper and they, helped me out. Because like I said, I'm going to figure out a way to get into the game any way it goes, and that's what I did. So when I got my first dedicated lane with that first company, I didn't understand how dedicated lanes work. I didn't understand the payment process. I didn't understand none of this shit. So as time went forward, I'm blowing every bag that I got. Personally, I'm young as hell, so I'm never used to seeing this much money. But also after I started losing as I started losing more than I was making, I was okay, cool. Let me come up with a structure. So I decided to separate off. every last account that I had. So like my maintenance, my insurance, my everyday spending, my driver pay, my tax account, everything that has anything to do with trucking, I was separating that shit. So if I got paid from one truck, I'm separating everything, then I'm a profit last. What a lot of people won't tell y'all in business, any boss get paid last. I don't give a damn what they do. Workers get paid first, other outside expenses of their business get paid, and then they profit last. And that's how I do it now. And that's what helped me out so much in this industry. Me now having three trucks, it helped me with a structure. So from there, I decided to take a leap of faith, by the grace of God, you know what I'm saying, was go get a second truck. And I can say that was the dumbest shit that I ever did because at the end of the day, I still wasn't done building truck number one up. So as now I'm taking two trucks on at one time, now I really gotta work. So I had to go out and hire another driver. So, but the way I hire drivers, of course, I ran ads, but I made my ads to the point where I put exactly what I was looking for. Drivers over the age of 30, drivers that want to be out three, home one, drivers that's willing to, make 2,300 a week. I just put exactly what I wanted and I eliminated damn near 60, 70% of the industry. You know what I'm saying? These young guys don't want to be out on the road that long. They want to go back home. You know what I'm saying? So I found older drivers that's willing to be out three and only be home for a week. The drivers I got kids old as shit. They don't care about going home. So as I got another driver that was well seasoned in the industry, he had his own trucking company, but it failed. And it failed just off structure. You know what I'm saying? So when he came to my company, all his relationships came with him. So that's when he told me that I should get a reefer trailer. All right, cool, bet. That's what we gonna do. And every connection he had, he helped us win. I got my second dedicated lane off of a guy he knew, right? It didn't even come from me, it came strictly from him. And then we just went from there. And then we went on to truck number three. When you guys go for this funding, and I'm pretty sure Adrian is gonna get y'all the bag. I have no doubts about that, right? As long as y'all stick with him, y'all gonna get paid. When y'all get this funding, think about this. This funding is only 0% interest for what? Any like a year and 6 months, Adrian?
Well, some is 12 months, some is
Yeah.
18 months.
So right there, have a plan already. Don't just get the funding. Don't just get the funding and not use the shit, or get the funding and go to the mall. I've had hella students get the funding, get the bag, and they as done went and spent it on bullshit. This funding isn't for personal life. This funding is strictly for business. So if you're going to get into trucking, you know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own opinion on trucking. Yes, trucking is we based off the damn president. Whatever Donald Trump feel like he want to do, that's how trucking goes, right? So you got to be ready for it. It's ups and downs in every business. You can listen to what the world say. Trucking is dead. Trucking is not making enough money. If nobody on this call can go on the highway and not see damn near 10 trucks in the next 5 seconds, it just won't happen. That's box trucks, that's 18 wheels, that's cargo vans, that's hotshot trucks. You got so many different areas and so many different ventures in trucking that you don't have to go for the 18 wheelers. I just went for the gusto because I wanted to do something big. And I know me being 21 hopping into this business, it was gonna be like, oh shit, he's definitely doing what he's supposed to do. But you got different strokes for different folks. Yep. You can go get a hot shot trailer. You can go get a cargo van. But I tell a lot of my students, if you're gonna go cargo van, you might as well go box truck. Why? You're gonna spend 28,000 on a cargo van, you can spend damn near 25,000 on a box truck. It's bigger. You can put more shit in it, right? So it's different ventures. But like I was saying, back to the credit, if you're going to get this money, the $50,000 cards, the 30,000s, whatever it is, make sure you have a plan. Those credit cards can go towards your insurance. Those credit cards can go towards your equipment. Those credit cards can go towards your authority, which is like your MC, DOT, UCR, BOC3, all this good stuff. Just make sure when y'all do get this money, y'all have the plan that's what y'all gonna use it for. Don't let that year and 6 months or that 12 months go by, you ain't spent it yet. Because when you're ready to invest, that's when interest strikes and interest gonna kick your ass. So the timeline is to use it the right way. So we know we'll be able to pay this money back eventually.
Hey, brother, I got a question. How
Oh,
much is the average truck? Like, let's say someone new that's trying to get in the trucking game. How much is the average truck?
okay, 18 wheelers.
Yeah, let's do 18 wheelers.
Okay,
Yeah.
18 wheelers, the average truck you might spend depends on the year, make, and model. Okay, my truck, I got a 2007 Peterbilt with a Cummins engine. My truck was 45,000 truck and trailer. I don't go through dealerships. Why? Dealerships, you can't negotiate with a dealership. It's just not possible. I'm sorry. You cannot negotiate with them. Yeah, they might drop 5, 6,000. No dealership is gonna drop 10, 15,000. That's what I did for my first truck. I talked them down 10 to 15,000. Why? Because of the mileage that was on that truck, the maintenance that I would have to get fixed. So I talked them down from 65,000 truck and trailer to 45,000 truck and trailer. Now, if you just truck alone, you can hit for a cool 35, 40. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, depends on the year, make, and model. Box trucks, a cool between 15 to 20, 25 at the most private sellers. Hot shot trucks, I will recommend go to the dealership. Those is regular pickup trucks. Any Ram Dually, 3,500, 4,500. I would say you'll spend around a cool 45, 50,000, but those is regular cars, right? You can go get a regular financing with that. Cargo vans, same thing. You'll spend around, depends on the how big the cargo van is. If y'all go for like the Ram ProMaster 2,500 high roof, y'all might spend around like 26, 27,000 if it's brand new. If it's kind of new, I mean, if it's kind of used, y'all might spend around 22, 23. So it really just depends on the lane y'all really trying to go.
Sounds good, brother. I appreciate that. I see someone in the chat. They said when you first get a truck, is going to Amazon Relay a good start or that load board?
Okay, or DAT. All right, so Amazon isn't bad, but sometimes Amazon don't have enough. Well, I'm lying. Amazon will always have enough freight, but sometimes a lot of people don't like going towards Amazon because Amazon can, cheat you out your money for real, for real. A lot of people go to DAT, but what you gotta understand is when you first get into trucking, your authority is new as hell. A lot of people not gonna want to work with you. Your first year in trucking gonna be the hardest year of your life. Just like any other business, your first year in business, you gotta go build customers. You know what I'm saying? So like I try to tell people, jumping into this entrepreneur field is like damn near suicide. You jumping off a bridge, hoping something down there catches you, which is customers. Customers lead the money. You know what I'm saying? So that's the same thing in trucking. You jumping out here with a fresh authority. What's going to happen? You're not going to make the money you think you will make. Not saying you're not going to make no money at all. Anything you make is to pour back into that business year one. So to answer your question, I would say go to DAT. But once you go to DAT, don't get on that load board picking any, meeny, miny, mo. Find one broker that knows your truck, that knows your lane, that knows what you like to haul. Stick with that one broker and then build from there. You know what I'm saying? Then once year two come around, then year three, then you can, move outside of, the DAT. Cause I don't even work the load board no more, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I got off of it. I got dedicated freight for all three of my trucks. So my last time really working the load board was last year. It's DAT. You got 123 load board. You got truck stop. You got truck mobile. So it's different load boards. So it just depends on what you like to haul and what you will be hauling. You know what I'm saying? He's commenting. He said, "So you got the truck with what is you started up for?" Mm. So truck trailer. Let's say you go 18 wheelers. Truck trailer authority. Authority. That's your MC, DOT, BOC3, UCR, your if the stickers, all this good stuff. From there, insurance. Now with insurance, it get tricky. So you can pay a $5,000 down payment, you can pay a $6,000 down payment, you can pay a $4,000 down payment for this insurance. Or you can beat around the bush of a lot of shit and pay a $400 down payment. Now, how would you do that? Since this call is recorded, I'm going to go ahead and run through it, but y'all can go back and watch it. I'm gonna talk slow as possible for you guys so y'all can write it down if y'all taking notes. So what you'll do, your authority isn't active unless it's insurance on there. So let's say we go get our authority today. We have 90 days to put insurance on there before our authority disappears. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not active no more. So what we'll do is we will go get a VIN number from the junkyard or we use our personal vehicle. Mind you, once we go to this insurance company, hey, I just got my authority. I'm trying to make it go active, so I want to go ahead and start my insurance policy. Cool. Mind you, you don't have a truck right now. You have no truck. You haven't even bought the truck yet at this point. Right now, you're just trying to aid your authority so you can get work. Once you do start it, right? So what you do is you will ask the insurance company to get you the cheapest policy as possible, which would be the $300,000 policy. Cool. Now your down payment gonna vary. It's gonna vary off where you from, where you live at, and your age and whatever your driver record is. So I can't really tell you how much your down payment will be, but I know it won't be nowhere in the thousands if you got a clean driver record, so on and so forth. So they're gonna give you a down payment. Let's say your down payment is like $600. Cool, you're gonna pay the $600. Now from there, they're gonna give you a monthly payment. You're gonna pay that monthly for the next 6 to 7 months until you go buy a truck, until you're ready to actually run. So now what that is doing is it's aging your authority. So when you're ready to take freight, it shows that your authority is 6 to 7 months years old. So now brokers don't see how much load you took. Um they only see how long your authority been open. So you'll be cool. Now that's just for the aging part. Now, if you want to beat around the bush of the whole down payment as a whole, what you'll do is the same process. But once they give you that monthly, you're not going to wait a month. You're going to wait a week. Now, from the week, what you'll do is call them back. You just want to upgrade the policy. Now, what you're gonna do is once you upgrade that policy, you're gonna take that VIN number off, put your truck on. Now you got the $1 million policy. Now your monthly definitely gonna go up. It might go up to 4, 5, or not 4 or 5. It might go up around 15, $1,600 a month. Depends on you. Depends on what type of truck you got. So that right there, that's gonna be your next few steps right there.
Someone said, "Did you see right there where someone said how important
Hold
do you
on.
think it is to have an online presence when trying to connect with direct shippers?"
Oh no. You don't need an online presence. I ain't gonna cap. I wasn't on social media. I was on social media, but I wasn't on it for trucking. I didn't get on it for trucking until I posted a picture of my truck. That was it. Nobody knew about me really, knowing in the business for real, especially these direct shippers or people like that. So all I did was put boots on the ground. Excuse me. I took my ass on the road with my driver and stayed there with him 3 weeks at a time. Everywhere we go, I'm doing just like this. I'm going in with him, check in, because we got all our paperwork. Yo, who the direct shipper is in here? They appoint to him. Yo, bro, let me talk to you. Yo, I'm 21. I just bought an 18 wheeler. You should come check it out. Of course, he came outside. Bro, you got a nice truck. Everybody wants my truck. My first truck is probably the best truck I've ever bought because it brings so many eyes. They don't make those trucks no more. So my truck is a one of one right now. Some people probably still selling them, but I got the best looking truck out here right now for real. But he was like, bro, you got a nice ass truck. I said, exactly, and you're afraid to look good on it, right? He was like, yeah. Yo, bro, let me get your number. Got his number. So now that's my guy now. That's who helped me get my first dedicated lane. That's my guy. So now what he does is now every month he sends me direct shippers lists every month, and all I do is give them to my students, or I'll fuck around and use them. Now I just need a 1 foot through the door. So now that one direct shipper I met, now I've met 100 of them. You know what I'm saying? And those are my guys now. Why I use my age to advantage. I want them to know that of course, that I'm in trucking and I will be around for a long time. So you don't really need no social presence for real. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds good, brother. Someone's also said, "How long have you had your current employers? Was it hard to find loyal employees and people you trust enough to drive your own, basically to drive the truck for you since you're not driving it?"
No, for sure. I had my first driver since I started. My second driver, I had him since year two, so since 2023. And the driver I got now, I got him in the midst of 2023. So my driver's been with me for a little minute now. Was it hard? Yes. But I feel like the type of person I am, I made it comfortable for my driver. So my drivers can ask me whatever. They can text me, call me. I damn near know they all they family at this point. So I made it where they voice their own opinions. My drivers don't need me for shit. I give you a fuel card. I tell them all the time, if y'all need anything, call me, text me. I get on Zoom, well, not Zoom calls, like conference calls with all three of them every week. We talk, laugh, chop it up. Yo, what we think we need to change? You know what I'm saying? Let me know. You know what I'm saying? Y'all way older than me. Y'all been around for a long, long time. Tell me what I should change. Tell me how we should go about it this way. And and we do that. So I don't really have trust issues with my drivers. I know what type of guys they was. I know what type of guys I hired. I got trackers in all my trucks, so none of my drivers can steal them, do none of that good stuff. So we totally fine.
Okay, sounds good, brother. He also said, "Have you ever had a drop off or pickup go wrong? If so, what happened? If it did go wrong?"
I did. So my reefer, my engine went out back there. So of course we didn't get paid for the load, and our insurance had to pay for the load, and we took it up there for no reason. So one thing about those reefer trailers, if anything back there damages or anything on a load messes up, and if it's your fault, one, you're not gonna get paid for that load. Two, it just makes you look bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. It makes you look bad. But it's business, you know what I'm saying? I don't really try to harp on like the bad things that happen in this business. I mean, because it is what it is. It's trucking. I knew what I signed up for. So I've had him, but it wasn't like nothing that made me just want to go lose my mind. You know what I'm saying? So I've had, one or two. What made me get into trucking? I grew up around it. Granddad did it. Pops used to ride out of town with my uncle. So I was like, fuck it, why not? I mean, I dropped out of college and I was like, let me go figure something out. So I was like, shit, trucking, you know what I'm saying? I got my first piece of, business fund, and I was like, shit, let's go ahead, let's go for the gusto, let's go ahead and invest, let's go figure something out. I mean, I worked multiple jobs, so in the midst of me trying to figure something out, I just quit my job. I was working at Pepsi. I was like, shit, we're gonna go ahead and try this trucking, try this whole thing out. Got into it. And I was in it for the long run. I knew what I signed up for. Like I said, and trucking is like $1 billion industry. Without trucking, the world stops. So why not get into something that's needed every day? So I like to tell people, if you're gonna start a business, start something that everybody needs. So whatever you know that somebody's gonna need every day, all day, 24/7, invest in it, invest in that shit because it'll never run out. So that's what made me really get into trucking for real.
Okay, brother, I got a question.
Talk to me.
Because we're both successful entrepreneurs. We understand like everything isn't always peaches and creams, not always picture perfect. Things happen in business, like you said. Have it ever been a time where you was about to switch industries or reroute?
Hey, yeah, year one for sure. Year one, I ain't gonna count. When I bought that truck and that shit sat, bro, I was like, damn, what did I just get myself into? I said, all right, cool. I just spent 45,000. I can sell it. I can sell it for 45,000, kind of get my money back. Go figure something out. But damn. But then I just started praying for real, bro. Like, man, please let this or just praying, praying, praying. I was like, all right, bet. It was a sign while I'm here, so I'm not finna just give up. You know what I'm saying? So after like the 3 to 4 months of just low, like, damn, I don't know what I'm finna do. I just started really putting boots on the ground. Like I said, I really got out there and really like, okay, that's what I need to do. I'm really putting pieces to the puzzle. I'm getting out there at the truck yard that I park at, talking to the older guys, getting on social media, getting a mentor. You know what I'm saying? Mentorship is important. I don't give a damn what nobody say. Y'all need to pay people or get in a room with people that's where you trying to go and let them help you. And that's exactly what I did. I ain't give a damn. I spent money on my mentor, and I feel like he helped me out the best way as possible. So, definitely year one, I was really wanted to get out of the business for sure.
Brother, I definitely get that. I definitely understand. As entrepreneurs, man, there's lots of ups and downs, man. I ain't even gonna lie, man. Even like with this credit industry in the very beginning, I was like, dang, man, is this for me? Is this like, am I this type of individual? But then I was just, I just stayed down, and then a couple months later, man, I just popped off, and the numbers just started coming in crazy. So, that's just, the art of, just praying and just staying down. So
No,
like
mentor.
so now that we talk, a little bit about the business, all the from the how to get started to how did you, what made you initially get involved, what like the problems, all that good stuff. So now let's talk about the money, brother. Let's talk about the money. Let's talk about
Let's get
what
it.
the people really want to hear about, man. Because I'm a little bit interested in myself. So
For sure.
like we you don't got to get too personal about
Oh, definitely.
yours, but like just give us like some averages or something like that of, let's say, an individual came in the game with 50 to 100,000 0% interest funding. So now, because this is credit to funding, right? So now they are trying to use the funding to now make more money.
Okay.
So give kind of like a roadmap, and also like what they like kind of like couldn't expect. Like, by example, let's say they bought one truck, two truck,
So
and what
I'm
could
very
the month.
transparent. I'm very transparent. I don't sell nobody dreams. Year one, you're not gonna make a lot of money. I'm gonna tell you that now. You're not gonna profit a lot, and if you do, you're gonna fail year two, or you're gonna fuck around and fail year one, wholeheartedly. If you think you're gonna the money you make in trucking every week, monthly, if you think that's all profit, you're out your damn mind. I'm telling you now. So pour back into the business. Even me, even now, we did 65,000 last month. I only profited 25. I could care less. That is a good month. You know what I'm saying? Out of 65,000, I only took home 25. And that's totally fine with me. Why? Because I push more towards a building my business of making sure, okay, if a maintenance problem happen, I'm pouring back into maintenance. You know what I'm saying? You never know with trucking. You can wake up one day and have a maintenance problem. You can wake up the next one and have another maintenance problem. You got to dish out money every fucking day, damn near. So if we want to lay out numbers, let's lay out numbers. Last week, one truck we did 13,200. Out of that, out of that 13,000, I took home 2,300. No, I took home 2,400. That's 13,000. I took home 2,400. People be like, damn, no, I would have took home damn near eight, or I would have took home damn near half of that. No, you don't. Out of that 13,000, driver got paid, insurance account got paid, maintenance account got paid, tax account got paid. I put money towards fuel cards. I pay not my employees, like my VAs, stuff like that. So I have to think about everybody else that's on my team and not just me. But think about it, I got three other trucks that I'm getting paid for. So if I didn't profit that much for one truck, I mean truck number one, I got truck number two and three that I'm also gonna profit from too. So I'm really not tripping for real. So within this business, you just gotta know like you can make a lot of money if you do it the right way. A lot of people get into trucking and they listen to the outsiders. Everybody journey in trucking is different. What you might haul might not be what somebody else's haul. Like me and Adrian, he's in credit, I'm in trucking. We will never make the same amount of money. You know what I'm saying? It just never happened because we're on two different journeys. We do two different things. You and somebody else haul two different things. Y'all in two different lanes. Y'all will never make the same amount of money. I don't give a damn what it is. That's why trucking is so competitive. If another nigga don't do $65,000 a month, he gonna tell another nigga he lying just because he ain't do it. It just you just gotta be ready for that. And you just gotta understand how trucking operates. We pay taxes every 4 quarters. Be ready to pay taxes every 4 quarters. Yes, we don't wait till the end of the year like everybody else. We every 4 quarters, those if the taxes got to be paid, and that's just all fuel. So be ready for that type of stuff too. So that's really the numbers. I can't really. I just know like my number breakdown. My insurance every month is 3,000 a month for three trucks. Um, driver pay is 2,300 a week. So yeah, y'all can do your own math on that on how much I pay drivers within just 1 month. I got my mechanic that's on speed dial. Every time she comes out to look at my trucks, she she get paid, which is every week. I got my safety and compliance guys that's on call. So, I got a whole bunch of people that's on my team. So it's not just me running my company. Yeah, I own all my trucks, but I also got people that helps my trucks stay moving too outside of just me. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I run them, but I don't physically drive them. But I'm in the back end just like everybody else. So that's really all the numbers I can really lay out that that can help y'all. Do you plan to stack a big fleet? Right now, I'm done with three. Well, I'm not done. I don't want to buy no more right now. Right now I'm sitting on too much capital. So I want to go do other things. Trucking has done me great. Three trucks is wonderful. But now I want a lot of investment properties. I want with that being said, no, I'm not looking into buying no more trucks. We like no big fleet no time soon. Three trucks, like I said, has done me wonderful. I just want to, look into other things. You don't got to be stuck in one box of one business. You know what I'm saying? You can have multiple business. You can own multiple different things. Which one? It just depends on which one, strikes your interest or which one you think not even make you the most money, but which one you most will like enjoy. I like staying at nice shit. I like going to look at nice places. So I know real estate and getting investment properties or duplexes or Airbnbs is really where I want to be at after I'm done buying trucks. Well, like I said, right now I'm done. I mean, I'm 23. I got hella more businesses that I can start. So why not just shoot for the stars at this point? I mean, all you can do is fail. Like, everybody in this call, all you can do is fail and start over again. So it's easy to make money. People just overthink it. And I was that person too that overthink it. But just do it. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to be perfect with it. Just do it. Just, even if you don't even do the shit in order, but just do it with, your best foot forward for real. So no, I don't plan to own a big fleet, bro.
Nah, that's definitely true, brother. Considering the fact of more like kind of like more expenses, sometimes that don't mean like more money. Like I know this is kind of like different, but like I'm very like ad heavy, like and like running ads and marketing and things like that. Like a lot of people be asking me, they were like, bro, like, why don't you up the ad spend on like a certain campaign or a certain creative? Because sometimes, like, I have a certain amount of staff and employees that sometimes, like, they can't handle more right now, like, they can't handle more. And it's like, yeah, you can go add like another employee, but in certain sectors of the business, like you need A players, and like
Yeah.
like having A players is not as easy to come by as people may think.
Oh, no. That
So
shit can be a dime a dozen, boy. I ain't gonna lie.
so, so yeah, brother, I definitely get what you're saying. And someone said, could you do it remotely without a license?
Trucking? Yeah, I don't got a CDL, bro. My all three of my trucks is over the road right now, and I'm in LA. And actually I'm finna go to Thailand when I get back to Atlanta. But I'm moving to Thailand too, so I'll be in Thailand for the next 5 months. And my trucking company is still gonna run. For the past 3 to 4 months, I've been putting people in position to do certain things why I am gone for those 5 months, like my drivers. If y'all, I'm gonna be on the other side of the world. Y'all waking up, I'm asleep. We might miss each other. So I did separate. I made a whole nother account for my drivers when it come to like maintenance. If it needs to be fixed, just send me the invoice and I see it when I wake up and go ahead and get it done. So and I trust my drivers that much because that's how much trust I put in them and that's the bond that we've made. So you can have a trucking company be anywhere in the world, but like I want to tell you, it isn't easy. You will have to go through the hard times in trucking. You will have to go through the times where you want to go jump off a bridge, but it's worth it in the end. I promise you. Like you will not regret it. I don't regret shit that happened to me in the trucking industry. I think it happened for the right reason to the point where now I can say, okay, cool. I've accomplished enough at 23 to be able to build a big trucking company like that and make it where I've built a presence on social media of helping everybody else that want to get into trucking and actually run it the right way. And so as of right now, remotely is probably the best thing I can say because I don't like driving. And if you don't like driving, I wouldn't say hop into a truck either. Just there's really no point. Now, will I say it's important to get your CDL? Yes. I'm actually gonna go get mine. Why? Because it's times where my drivers aren't around and I want to go take my truck to this place and I can't go do it. So I gotta go call one of the bros that I know that have their CDLs to have them come move my truck, and then I gotta pay them. So I would say yes, go get your CDLs just to have them. For sure. Don't mean you gotta use them. So I will go through that 4 week of school of just getting my 6 weeks of school just to get my CDL for sure. But will I ever hop in a truck? No. Only if I need to move a truck from A to B. And that's my truck lot is my from my truck lot to my mechanic, that shit is 15 minutes away. That's the most I do. But over the road, no. So you don't have to have a license, bro. You'll be totally fine. But another thing, if y'all gonna get into trucking, to make sure y'all, I'm pretty sure Adrian told y'all this. If y'all have y'all LLC, no high risk name. So trucking is very high risk. So don't do nothing with trucking, logistics, freight, hauling, carrier, transport, nothing with trucking. You know what I'm saying? So you can be fundable when the banks want to, give you the bag. Because banks don't fund trucking businesses because they know how our industry is.
I want to keep you, too much longer, dog. I do got one more question
Oh,
for you. I do got one more question, or maybe one or two.
go.
But why Thailand? Why are you like? I didn't even know that. Why are you
Yeah.
going to Thailand?
Thailand. Why Thailand? Because I ain't gonna lie, I fast every first half, second half of the year. So I fast January for 31 days. I fast July 31 days. And in the midst of that fast, guy was just telling me I need to go somewhere far and just build another business from the ground up or build and structure myself and just build another business. So I'm always out of the country or I'm always out of town, period. And Thailand just kept coming up. So I asked God, hey, well, why am I keep seeing Thailand? Hey, I want you to move there. I want you to be there for 5 months. So I said, all right, cool. So when I go next month, that's where I will be at for the until January, until my birthday. So I'll be there until January 1st of, just building another business, no distractions. So like this move to Thailand for the next 5 months is for structure, focus, and just to go make a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I picked Thailand. I didn't even tell nobody. Like you're probably like the third person that know, like my mom know, like four of the bros know, but like I just told you. So I definitely be in Thailand next month.
Nah, that definitely makes sense. So fast, 31 day fast. So like you mean like you go 31 days without like eating?
No, 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 no.
Uh,
So
uh, uh,
everybody fast is different. So like my fast consists of I'm not eating from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. But this
okay.
but this fast I did from 8 to 5. In the midst of that fast, I'm either like from 8 to 5. If I'm hungry, I'm praying, reading the Bible, listening to a church sermon, something like that. Sacrificing for we gotta sacrifice. I'm sorry. If you want to win in any business or win in life, you gotta sacrifice certain things. Gotta work out twice a day. Can't eat nothing fried. I'm on a strict diet. Really no negative music for the next 31 days. Just really just hearing God for it. You know what I'm saying? And I've been doing that for the past 2 years, and I can't lie, that shit helped me a lot. Just on the focus part, it also helped me on just figuring out who I am and also figuring out who God is too. So I've been doing it ever since then. And, I do it in January. That's my birthday. That's like, damn, you sacrificing everything. You know what I'm saying? Because I still go out of town, but I can't eat from until 6 p.m. You know what I'm saying? So it's that's no alcohol, no sex, no nothing, no smoke, none of that. You can't do it for 31 days. So it helped me be disciplined too. It helped me be focused a whole lot. Like I think when January and July come, I think I make the most money in those 2 months because I'm strictly focused. Like I don't do nothing but work. So I know these next 5 months that I move to Thailand, I'm gonna triple my money just because I'm out there with no distractions. I'm just gonna be locked in. Like I'm just like the way the house set up in Thailand, it's on the 23rd floor. Shit, that shit 800 a month. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers
Yeah.
in the whole city. As long as I'm in another scenery and I can just work, it'll be totally fine. So it's gonna be damn like I'm on my fast again for real. So that's why.
Okay, nah, that's dope, brother. So I appreciate you for coming, man. Um, how can the people find you? And like also, do you like offer like mentorship on
Yeah.
this?
Yeah, so my Instagram name is j.shepherd. I'll put it in the chat for y'all real quick. For y'all that wanna, follow me Instagram, text me with any more questions that y'all might do have. That's my Instagram right there. But also, yeah, so my mentorship's on it. Me personally, my mentorship is 1,500, and that's for the year. And we just go over the whole business together. It just be us one on one, just building this whole business from scratch. You don't do shit by yourself. I have multiple students that's in that field, and I also got a trucking community too, which is $55 a month. Now from there, um when it's time for your business, when it's time for buying a truck or this, that, and the third, if you guys will need help with that, I got plugs on the trucks, I got plugs on anything in this business overall. So those are the two things that I have right now, which is my trucking community, which is $55 a month, and which is my actual mentorship, which is just the $1,500 for the year, and we'll be locked in. I just seen a comment, so we can leverage funding from Agent Starter. I mean, it's up to y'all. However y'all want to do it. If y'all want to use the funding Adrian gave y'all, that's your money, but that's like investing into a business. So, just make sure there's something you really want to do, which, like I said, you can make a lot of money. But I just want to make sure that before I even take anybody money in trucking, I make sure, or any type of students, I got 4,300 students, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of students. So before I try to take anybody money, I want to make sure this is something you really want to do long term. Because a lot of people think trucking is a short, you can warm it up and you can have a truck tomorrow. I want to make sure you're really ready to learn for the next 5 to 6 months, and then, as we learn and we still moving towards the business, knocking out the ALC, getting all your authority, putting you in position to actually go buy a truck. But you got to learn first. So if you're willing to sacrifice that 4 to 5 to 6 months of learning, then totally fine. Hey, let's get busy. But I just want you to know that it's going to be a lot of learning, but it's also going to be a lot of hands-on too. So
I just want to say, man, I appreciate you, my dog. Definitely, see us having like, another call, maybe like a couple months down the line,
no, definitely.
especially
If you want to come back, later on down the line, really, really, whenever you're ready, shit. You know what I'm saying? You just
100%, man. Yeah, we definitely gonna have to like recap this maybe whenever you in Thailand or whenever, your Thailand lock in
for sure.
has is over, brother.